All right, we got anybody live? All right, Doubt the Kid 84. Hey, good evening, buddy. How are you? How you doing? How you doing there, buddy? Right on. So, hey, what are you doing? First work day of the new year, man. What are you doing? Who all's on? It's getting a little late, I know. Coming out here, end of the day, just resizing some 9mm, and just thought I'd just turn it on live stream, see what's going on, man. So, Dub the Kid 84 was a rough one on the job site, but it's family time now, so all is good. That's awesome. Yeah, hey, sorry it was a rough one on the job site. Kind of gets that way sometimes, doesn't it? Spending time with the family, that's good. Are you just at your computer, or do you have a reloading setup with the computer? What do you got? Talk to me. What do you got for a setup? Tell me about your reloading setup. I want to know about your reloading setup. Rooster or hello, hi boy. I'm sitting in my truck trying to keep warm here in Texas, and your stream popped up, so I thought I would listen in. Hey, right on. Ron Bunch, lock and load AP. All right, man, that's awesome. You know, I just came out here. It's like it's just after 7 now, and we ate dinner and got everything done, and I just wanted to come out here and size some cases. And I mean, nothing spectacular going on here. But I just thought that I'd just turn the live stream on. Dub the Kid 84. He says, I load on a T7, but keep a Lee Challenger around for bullet sizing. Very nice. I gotta tell you, I really favor my Redding T7 turret. This is a great press. You know, now that I've got my Dillon, you know, I'm running my 9mm on that, but the sad thing about that is I love my T7, and it's so capable of putting out a lot of ammo. You know, it's all precision. So I still do my 9mm on this, you know. So it's neat. I got the Dillon 650 set up for it, but I got it here too. So I just use whichever one I'm in the mood for, really. What calibers are y'all loading? Ron Bunch, you got your lock and load. What calibers are you shooting? Or what calibers do you load for? Duck the Kid, what do you load for? And Rooster Orr, what do you load for? Native Gun, Dillon 550 and RCBS Rock Chucker. That's nice. That's like redneck America right there. I love it. That's great. So, Duck the Kid, couldn't agree more. Still want a Dillon though. I gotta tell you, my Dillon's just running like a top, and I'm going to be doing some live streams with it on the 9mm and the 45. I'll probably get through January on 357, and then I think I'll turn my 650 on for some live stream workshops. I think that would be great. Rooster Orr 708. 6.5 Grendel 223, 10 millimeter, 9 millimeter, 40 cal. I would say Rooster Orr, yeah. Oh, he's addicted. He's addicted. All right, man. I love it. That's great. Mr. Zola 1234. Hi, we just saw you were live and joined in. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you, sir. We got GMC. Evening, folks. You guys are great. Yeah, just once again, it's after 7 o'clock. Got everything done for the day, and just wanted to come out here and size some 9mm. Every day I come out here and I just like do something, you know. Something little is actually something huge, you know. Just sitting here and sizing a bunch of 9mm, that's huge. It's not a big step in the operation, but it's huge, right? You got to have the cases prepped to load them, right? So that's what I'm doing. How about you, G? I'm going to call you GMac. GMac. I like that better. GMac, what calibers are you loading? Mr. Zola, what calibers are you loading? And tell me about your equipment. Oh, wow, Mr. Zola, you shoot thousands of 38 special for cowboy action. I load on my Hornery lock and load. That is killer. I really like that. Mr. Zola, okay. GMac 9mm 38 223. GSC Yank 100. I load on an old Pacific single stage. I love that. That's really cool. That is really cool, right? Those were good presses. Mr. Zola, what's your recipe? You don't have to say it if it's like a secret recipe, but if you got a recipe, what bullet you're running behind that 38 special? What powder are you backing that bullet with? Is it a pet load? Yeah, I bet you do shoot thousands of those. Dub the Kid. I'm loading 9mm 38 special, 41 mag, 38 auto, 223, 300 blackout, 300 savage, 30 6, 257 Roberts, 303 British, 7mm mag, 45 ACP, 7682 by 39. I think that's most. That's just most, guys. That's just most. That's awesome. I think that's cool. GMac, Lee and RCBS, Dreaming Dylan. On your Lee, GMac, what Lee are you running? You guys just answer these as I ask them, and I'll read them all back to you. Ron Bunch, I am new to reloading, but my first run will be 45 auto, still waiting on my scale to arrive. All set up to go otherwise. Ron Bunch, I believe I have you in my phone. If you need anything, shoot me a text. Shoot me a text. I think you have my phone. If you have any questions, shoot me a text. In the evenings, I don't mind if you got questions. Talk to you on the phone, help you out. Okay, Mr. Zola. Okay, 3.2 grains of Trail Boss, various 125 grain bullets. What do you prefer? Do you prefer a cast bullet or yeah? Thank you, Ron. Mr. Zola, do you prefer a cast bullet or a jacketed bullet, or I don't know, maybe a plated bullet? I like okay, for the 125 grains, I like my Oregon Trail laser cast. Just the flat point, they're really nice. I like those. I bet that 3.2 grains of Trail Boss is a very well fit powder. I think that's the right word. Well fit for that. Carl, Dylan 515 Redding Big Boss 2. Oh man, I love my Big Boss. I really do. I got it right here, right here. Yeah. GMac classic cast breech lock and dedicated Loadmaster. Okay. The Loadmaster is that like a progressive press by Lee? Mr. Zola, only cast. We are not allowed to use jacketed. Yeah, I kind of wondered that. I'm not into the cowboy action shooting, but I think I read somewhere where that's part of the rule. I like that. Dale Ackerman just bought a Dillon. What Dillon did you buy? This is so awesome. It's just kind of like you just get to know people, you know. One of the things that I never wanted on my channel was to be like that know-it-all guy, you know. I just want to be part of the guys, and I think the neat thing about this is I get to know you guys, but everybody kind of gets to know everybody, you know. I mean, I think all of you guys, you're sitting there commenting, and you guys become friends. I think it's great, and you know, if I ever get anyone on here smack talking all of a sudden, I don't want him bugging you guys. We'll just ban them. You guys are really great, and I respect you. Jimmy Rodriguez, good evening, everyone. Looking at the T7, it's growing on me. I think I need one in 2018. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Let me tell you something about T7, okay? It will not put out as much as my Dillon. Oh, no. Not even close. But I can put a lot out. And one thing I like about my T7, it's really like if I got my Dillon set up for my 223 Remington and I don't want to swap it over and I just want to throw some 9 together, I can jump on this T7 turret really quick in a short order. I can have a pile of ammo put out. About 150 an hour. That's not bad. And the nice thing about it is I can verify the charge in every case. It's all precision, every bit of it. So I like the T7 turret. So I hope you get it. I hope you get it. Captain Dave 221, how cold is it at your location? You know, it's been pretty cool in the mornings, but not as cold as what some people are having. I mean, I think by midday it's like maybe 24 here. I don't even pay attention. I like the cold weather. I don't even wear a coat. I don't wear a coat. I didn't wear a coat for like 3 years. And in our area, it can get down into the minus, right? Minus 0 degrees, right? It can get real cold. So I like the cold. So I don't pay a lot of attention, but it's cold. Okay, I want to catch up. I got some. You guys are all great. Dub the Kid, the T7 is a great all-around press. Yes, it is. It's a fabulous press. Dub the Kid, the T7. Yeah, okay. Riggs. Okay, guys, Riggs. He's one of my original guys. Matter of fact, Riggs, the 9mm cases I'm sizing right now, you sent me, dude. You sent me these, and you're just so awesome. On my Dillon 650, so far just 9, but thousands of them. Yeah. So far on my Dillon, I put out like 1,500, you know. Okay, 44 mag will be next once I get the caliber conversion. If I could afford it, I would get my Dillon 650 set up for 44. I'm going to be doing a workshops for the 44 Magnum, like a dedicated month. I don't know when it will be, but hopefully I'll have my Dillon outfitted by then, and we'll get that in on the workshops. So that's good to see you, Riggs. Okay, Dale Ackerman. Someone you're using the turret. What do you mean by that, buddy? What do you mean someone you're using the turret? Measured in grains. You're so awesome. I don't see a coffee. Yeah, I could drink coffee. It's late and I could go to bed, but I don't. I have water. Matter of fact, I might have to go grab something to drink if you guys will give me just a moment. Dominic Delafino, I love that name. I love my Redding T7 turret. I'm telling you, if you go to Brownell's website, Redding T7, that's the only one they recommend. I found that very interesting when I was researching my Redding T7 turret. Let me grab a bottle of water. I'll be right back. Okay, so Dominic Delafino, I hope I'm saying your name right. That's an awesome name. Dale Ackerman. Have the Hornady Lock and Load AP. That's an awesome press. Mr. Zola 1234. I would like to find a cleaner powder that I could use at Cowboy, but keep it less than 850 feet per second. Any suggestions, guys? Yeah, so Mr. Zola's saying, I would like to find a cleaner powder that I could use at his cowboy action shoots, but keep it less than 850 feet per second. Any suggestion, guys? I'm going to be watching for some of the answers on that. Mr. Zola, you're a pro. You're a pro. You're the one that has to be telling us. When you find that powder, I want to know. When you find that powder, we'll do a workshop with it, and we'll take it to the range. Yeah. Dominic Delfino. Yeah, he's got a horny lock and load. Now this guy, Dominic, let me tell you about Dominic. He's got a T7 turret, and he's got a horny lock and load, and he's going to sell it for a Dillon XL650. This guy's got good taste. Yeah, baby. I would never... Okay, I got to tell you guys this. Oh, man. I shouldn't say this. I really shouldn't say this. I got my Dillon RL550B first. Then I got this Dillon XL650, and I got to tell you, I think I like the Dillon XL650 better, you know. Yeah, you get that 650, you're going to like it. Hey, baby, what you doing? My little wifey's over there. She won't come over here because, yeah, she's took her makeup off for the day. She will not come over here.
That's right.
She's grabbing something off the shelf over there. She's out of here. Okay, Riggs, haha, cool. Okay, I don't know where my comments just went. Okay, there we are. So, GMAC, T7 looks stronger than a section of train rail. That ain't no joke. This Redding T7 turret, first off, just in case anyone was wondering, you can spin the turret forever. I've had some viewers think that you're not supposed to turn it a lot. Oh no, you can spin it forever in your life. That's what it's designed for. But it's stout. Do you see this here? This turret, it's actually tilted forward. When you come up, then it rocks back and it rests against that. It's very precise. This rocks back so that the die is perfectly aligned to that shell holder. It's a fabulous press, and the turret heads are very easy to swap out. Very easy. I'll tell you something. On my channel, I've never got into like shit hits the fan things, because I didn't want a lot of clicks from my viewers, because I was scaring them. You know, buy this to protect yourself or you're gonna die. You know, I never was interested in that. I just tell you to have a lot of ammo put back in, right? You don't have to have food, just enough ammo you can take your neighbors. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. But anyway, one thing I like about the Redding T7 turret, shit hits the fan scenario, it just takes minimal lighting to run this. And it's an easy press, and yes, it's bull stout. Okay, so GMAC. Yeah, he said it looks stronger than a section of train rail. Riggs gave him a thumbs up, yeah. Dale Ackerman, oh sorry, I have the T7 like you. That's awesome. That's what you were saying. Okay, Mr. Sola, Dominic Delfino, check out Highboy's videos. It will help get it operating better. I will tell you something. I'm serious. I'm getting really pretty good with my Dillon. No, and I don't think I'm a pro. I think there's guys that can run the Dillon way better than me. They've been running it for a lot longer, but I just thought, I think my Dillon for like a month, just doing workshops, with my Dillon. I think it's that awesome of a press, and it runs so good. So I'm kind of thinking that. Tell me what you guys think. Would that be cool? Workshops on the Dillon 650. Steve Griffith. Evening all. Evening. Welcome. It's so good to see you. Okay. Dominic Delafino, he says, you are saying it right. And I told him on an earlier workshop, I want to hire Dominic. I want to hire him just to stand next to me with some shades, okay? And like this. He doesn't have to say nothing. He could have a 1911 sticking out of his lapel. Because with the name of Dominic Delafino, if someone's going to give me a problem, I'll just say, hey, take it to Mr. Delafino here. He will help you with your problem. So I'll hire you, okay? Rigs, also using the C7 to process 223 brass to make it ready for the 650. Want to prep a couple buckets before I start loading them on the Dillon. Yeah. What's a bucket to you, like 5 gallons? He'll get like 10 gallons of brass. Riggs has a lot of brass. He shoots a lot. Mr. Zola sounds good. He says, Dominic Delafino is saying, I've watched most of his videos. He is the best for reloading equipment setup. Thank you very much, Dominic. All I'm about, Dub the Kid, HP 38 for a nice 38 special. I had to research that, a 38 special load. Okay, Mr. Zola. I'm talking to you, Mr. Zola. We're going to be getting into the 38 special for this month. Let me reach out to, I'm going to reach out to Western Powders, and I will reach out to Hodgdon Powders. What do you say? Are you on, Mr. Zola? Maybe we'll all learn something. You know, I didn't, in just doing this, I was just sizing cases. I thought this would be boring, but we're actually talking about some really good stuff. See, Dominic, he said he will be my bodyguard. And I got some, I'll supply the guns. It's okay. Because you can bring your favorite, though. I mean, you got to have yours. He says, I will whack them for you. G-Mac, I know a guy. Laugh out loud. And then Rick says, I asked him, are you using 5-gallon buckets? He says, is there another size? That's funny. Hey. Okay, Mr. Zola, yes, sounds good. I will be here. Let me put that together. I will get a hold of Western Powders and Hodgdon, and I'll just kind of get a hold of give them a call and talk to them, tell them what I want to put together and see what they have to say. Okay, I got to we got to stop for a minute. I got to stop sizing cases. You guys want to check out this Magtek Ammo? My wife's in watching TV. She's not watching this. I want to show you this Magtek Ammo. You guys, you're going to love this Magtek. She's trying to find this. Now, you guys, you think about this. You think about this. What you're learning on my channel. Don't throw your ammo boxes away. They make great chocolate storage containers. She'll never know. I can put this with a box of my ammo. She will never know. She's watching TV right now, so I'm pretty safe. What do you guys think of that? Is that pretty cool? Oh, I gotta let you guys know how this is, because if my wife's watching, too bad she can't come get this because her makeup's off. I'm sorry, honey. Are you having a fit right now? Me and the guys are just hanging out. Okay. Ron Bunch. I would like to eventually get the T7 as a second press. Can I buy Redding dies and use them on my... Yes, you can. On your lock and load too, as I slowly prepare for the T7. Yes, you can. Redding actually has dies for progressive presses. Don't move. Let me look these up. Redding has dies specifically designed for progressive presses. And you're probably wondering why. What makes them specific to a progressive press? This is their dual ring carbide size. Die sets. I just must not be seeing them. From what I understand, and I only know this because I've had a few guys tell me this, but the base of their dies are beveled slightly for case alignment. They're for a progressive setup. Some of the guys that have told me that have went to the Redding because of the high volume that they put out, specifically as they say on their resized dies and such have you. I'm just not seeing it. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be rude, but if I could find the section, if you get a hold of Redding, they'll send you this. They won't charge you. Just go to their website, fill out the information, and they'll send it to you. So, all right, where are we at on Mr. Zola? We have so Ron Bunch smiles because Dominic says you can use Redding dies on your L&L. Mr. Zola, you could hide a little. Oh, I could hide cash in that box. She would never know. But if there was cash in there, she would come out here. Make no makeup. She would get the cash. She takes her cash serious. I'm not making that up. Okay, you better share with her or I'm going to tell on you. Kay, where's Bill? Guys, Kay's here. Her and Bill, they watch videos. So you know what? Maybe me and the guys are going to have to get a hold of Bill, take Bill shooting at the range and have a talk with Bill. So maybe this could backfire on you, Kay. Miss Highboy will never know. Dominic, hi Highboy, do you have a Patreon? I would like to support you. Okay. I do, but I don't know how to access anything on it. Thank you very much, Dominic. I think you can right now. I think this is set up for Super Chat. I don't know. Okay. Right now my camcorder is not working because I broke the power cord, so $100. I had to order it, and so I'm running off my smartphone. So, oh my gosh, what kind of Rice Krispie treat is that?
Caramel.
My wife just came out here with the caramel covered Rice Krispie treat. Kate. Are you going to bring that to me?
I'm eating it.
She's eating it. My wife is eating a caramel. That is so messed up.
I thought you gave up sweets for New Year's.
It's bigger than her whole hand, guys. It's like this tall. She's like, she can't even, she's having to bite the edge. Whatever. Okay, Dominic. If you go to my main YouTube page, you can go. My wife is sitting. Okay, all right. Look what she got. That's a Rice Krispie treat. I won't eat it now because once I start, I can't stop. Would you save me some?
Why?
Because you better save some of that for me. Okay, so if you want to donate to the channel, go to my main YouTube homepage. At the upper right hand corner, you'll see donation. You can click on that. That'll take you to PayPal. Otherwise, I think with my smartphone, I think you can pay through Super Chat right now. I don't know. I don't know how it works. But I see a little $sign. Yeah. If you go on the bottom of the Super Chat, you'll see a $sign. Click on that. And then that's where you can donate. And thank you very much. Thank you. And I don't want people to feel like they have to. I don't. I hate that. I hate two things I hate. Asking and someone feeling like they have to. If someone never donates to the channel, just you being here is enough to just humble me. I'll tell you guys something though. I didn't go to Patreon because I didn't want to leave my viewers. I just felt that my viewers had to come first. So Miss Highboy says, "Hi Kay, I was away from the computer. What was he been up to now?" Carl, the Reading Competition Pro Series 3 dice sets are designed for use in a progressive reloading machines. The Reading Competition Pro Series. Okay, I'm going to pull this up. And then you can go to their website and look it up. I did see the Pro Series. Yeah. Competition Pro Series die sets. And that's all of the die listings right there. I'll hold that for a moment so you can look at it. You can go to Reading's website, check them out. The thing with the Reading dies, the tolerances are like no other, and the Rockwell hardness is it's the hardest you can get, I think. Okay. So, thank you, Carl. Thank you. Riggs never had plans for a 357 mag. But the idea of a Ruger LCR has me considering one now. Well, only because they don't make it in 44 mag. That's funny. LCR. 357 mag. Thumbs up to you, buddy. Yeah, GMAX, she knows. Kay, you know what happened? Kay texted her. Oh, Kay and her have totally hooked up. Oh, they talk all the time. Now, I can't, you know what? I can't get away with anything. Yeah. He had some candy that he wasn't going to share with anyone. Oh, no, I would have shared it. Sure, I would have. Jimmy Rodriguez, I need a box of Magtek 38. Yes, you do. You see what I'm talking about? Kay snitches get stitches. Oh, Kay's a sweetheart. She's a sweetheart. I love her. I love all of you. My wife, I'll show him. Riggs, the East LCR is awesome. I haven't even tried any of those revolvers or the Ruger's smaller, compact semi-autos. I haven't. You know, I suppose one day I might check one out for the channel. I don't know. I might. There's a little bit of a technical question by Mr. Zola1234. A 38 special powder that burns clean. Cleaner than, what were you saying? Tight group? Got to burn, its velocity's under 850 feet per second. I believe that was tight group. Wasn't that tight group? No, Trail Boss. Never mind, Trail Boss. That's what it was. Riggs. Yeah, okay, Mr. Zola, that was Trail Boss. Yeah, I had tight group on the brain there. Yeah. Okay, so who's reloading tonight? Kay? Are you and Bill reloading? Okay, a couple guys said try HP. Interesting. Okay, Kay, I got a question. How often are you and Bill reloading? Kay and Bill, they're reloading nuts. They are reloading nuts. I'm telling you. I know they are. Okay? I think they haven't told me this, but they pretty much have an ammo plant set up in each room of theirs where they live. I know it. I know it. Okay, so you guys want to hear? You want to hear some crummy news? It's not crummy, but it could have been crummy. So I got hurt on the job today. I did. I rolled my ankle. I rolled it really bad, and I went down. I mean, I went down, and it was like it was almost like I couldn't help myself, right? But I just had to just sit there and absorb the pain and just power through it, right? And then after about 10 minutes, I was like trying to get up, you know. I was back in my truck, but after 10 minutes trying to get up out of my truck, my right ankle was swelling in my boot. It was really swelling, and it was just ticking me off because I don't know how many of you guys have ever, you know, sprained an ankle or rolled an ankle. You know, like when you're hunting and you do that, you just roll it off, and you shrug it off and you go, and you walk the pain off. So after about 15 minutes, I thought, okay, I'm just gonna walk this off. I'm just gonna walk it off, and I'm gonna beat it. Well, the more I worked, the more it swelled up. And as a matter of fact, I'll put a picture of what my foot looks like on my Facebook page. Okay, go to Bill Moore. Go to 76 High Boy Reloading. Okay, that's my Facebook. Yes, there was an accident report filled out. I called the office, and she said, "You go to the ER right now." I was like, "No." I said, "The only reason I'm calling you is because I have to. I'm not going to no doctor." She's like, "No." What did I just say? You're going to the doctor. So I had to go to the doctor. So I called my wife, and my wife said, "Are you going to the doctor?" I said, "No." No. She said, "No, you're going to the doctor." I said, "What's what the lady in the office said? I don't want to go to the doctor." My wife said, look, you're going to go to the doctor, or Kay is going to kick your butt. So I went to the doctor, and when the doctor said, "Take both your boots off so I can compare these," and when he looked at it, he didn't say it, but I think he thought it was broke, right? And it was huge. It was all funked up, you know. And he looks at it, he's like, I know he didn't want to say it was broke. He didn't want to tell me that because he didn't know. But he was thinking it was broke. Look on his face, and he goes, "Well, does this hurt?" I said, "No." "Does this hurt?" "No." "Does this hurt?" I said, "No." He looks at me. He goes, "One more time. Does this hurt?" "No." "Does this hurt?" "No." "Does this hurt?" "No." He goes, "Does this hurt?" And I go, "Ah! Yeah, that hurt." He goes, "Good news, it's not broke." He said, "It's a good thing you had boots on. You didn't have your lace-up boots, you'd have broke this." And so I think I was pretty close to breaking it. So I can, like, get up, you know, okay, but I'm not Superman anymore. So I had my wife vacuum the house today. No big deal, right? So that's how my day went. Okay, yeah, I filled out an accident report. And, okay, Dub the Kid. Lyman Cast Bullets book puts 231 at 4 grains for 837 with a 158 grain bullet. He's shooting 125, but I think we can make that 231 work. That's good, very good info. You know what? I haven't shot 231 for years. I'm about due to go get me. Who shoots 231? Who shoots 296? Dump the Kid. HP 38 and Win 230 are the same powder, much like 296. Yeah. Compensation, Ron Bunch. Compensation time. Stay home and reload. No, I will go to work tomorrow. I will. And I told that doc. No. I'm going to work. I love what I do. I love my job. And I'm not a wimp. No. There's no doling out in the high boy home. Yeah, I work every day. Never been on food stamps. You know what? If I gotta wrap it in a splint, I'm gonna limp to work. That's what I'll do. That's what I'll do. Kay says, give me your gun since you're a handicap. No, at least once a week, especially if we go to the range weekly. If our house catches fire, you would probably vaporize block. That is so funny, Kay. You're awesome. Okay, Native Gun 79. He shoots 231 in my 9mm. Hey, we might have to bring 231 in on a live stream. Okay, let me see if I can find some 231. Back just before, about a year before I started my channel, I used up the last of my 231. And there were so many other powders out there. I wanted to try others. And then my YouTube channel started, and I started buying different powders because I felt I needed an assortment for videos. But 231, that's like a standby, you know. Rodriguez says, doctor ordered to resize 500 cases on the T7 and take 2 Magtek 30 special every 4 to 6 hours. You got it, buddy. You are my doctor. That's my doctor. Rodriguez, write me a prescription for that, would you? Absolutely. I think that is hilarious. That's just how guys are. HB 38 is my go-to for 230 grain cast. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. There used to be a day when like 296 and 231 was everywhere. It was everywhere, right? But I haven't really seen it, to be honest with you. Hey, Riggs, what are you doing right now? Right now, this very second. What is everybody doing this very second? Is someone like reloading, or maybe someone's eating cheesecake? I don't know. I don't know, right? Maybe there's something we want to know. Okay, scratch half that. If it's just something, you know, that a good old boy would be doing. Well, okay. If it's something you're doing, gosh, open mouth, insert foot. Oh, I can't wait to see the comments now. Who's reloading right now? Who's working on a truck? Who's cleaning a gun? These kind of, no, that's what I'm talking about. Because I have a feeling that Riggs, he's probably doing something gun related. He's always doing something. Or he does something with race cars. Oh, yeah. See, that mechanical, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, Zola, he's cleaning brass. Dub the Kid 296 is awesome. Favorite for full power forward Magnum, yeah. Semi wad cutters, very nice. Hey, Greg Jones, hey hi boy, just got my T7 mostly thanks to your vids. Mounted it on the inline, still need to bolt it to the bench. Very nice. Man, I think it's awesome. Faux boss, I think I'm going to go put some brass in the tumbler now. Well, come get mine. Okay. Riggs says he's charging my phone to keep it alive to stay on your live feed while quick thawing whitetail backstrap and preheating the Weber. See, that's the thing with Riggs. He always does, he's always, okay. I've known Riggs going quite a while now. He's one of my original ones. Riggs is always doing something that a man would do. He's either killing a grizzly, fixing a race car, he's, you know, shooting a gun, reloading ammunition, sharpening a knife. Who knows? Maybe he's an MMA fighter for all we know. He's always doing something like that. I think that's cool. Rodriguez, loading my stomach with pumpkin pie and whip. See, I knew we had to have one. I knew we had to have one. That's awesome. That's like Creed right there. Okay, Dub the Kid, watching my 3-year-old in the hallway shoot a Nerf gun. He jumps out and says, "Party's over," before unloading on the hallway. Party's over from a 3-year-old. Party's over, Dad. Party's over. Yeah, that's great. I love kids, and I love a good family, man. I really do. Okay, how do I say your name, Tim? Okay, you got to help me with this, because I always want to get people's names right. Pays. I'm online in the process of ordering my Dillon 650 and told my wife, it's your fault. Oh, sure, blame me. Now my wife and Kay got their fingers pointed at me. Hey, why not your wife? Hey, you want to know something, Tim? I've had a lot of my viewers say that. I got so many wives pissed off. You know, I want to, one day my wife and I, we want to travel. We want to like, we want to go to all over the United States and visit people like you. And like, so like we could come to your area and just have a pizza party, okay? And what I was thinking, this is what I was thinking. I could rent a motel, and what we could do is just reserve the pool area and have all you can eat pizza, and then out back of the motel we'll have targets set up and we could shoot in pool area. But you know what? Everyone's wives, someday when I travel and I go to this pizza party, everyone's wives are going to come want to talk to me, because they're broke. They're going to see we're too broke to even order pizza because my husband has been watching your channel. So that's what's going to happen. I'm going to travel, and women, they're going to want to talk to me. Paz, Tim Paz, P-A-Z. I'm not good at like remembering names, but once I know someone's name, I want to pronounce it right. Tim Paz. Riggs will gauge and resize some 223 cases on the T7 after dinner. See, Riggs, that's what I'm talking about. He's after dinner, he's gonna go do that. Tim Paz. I'm behind enemy lines in California. You know what? Here's the deal. We can't all point the finger at California. It doesn't end there. It doesn't end there. It's a cancer that's spreading. And there's a lot of good people behind the enemy lines in California. We gotta support those good people in California. And I'm telling you, we got some people in my area we need to send to California and get the good Californians out, if you know what I'm saying. What a terrible thing. What a terrible thing. You know, what a waste of good real estate in the United States, right? That's pathetic. Hey, you might be in behind enemy lines, but we love you, brother. You are our brother. Carl at the barn feeding the horses. There you go. That's something manly. You know, not that now women can feed horses. I'm not saying women can't. I'm not trying to go there. I'm not trying to go there. But I will tell you, we can fool our wives. Oh yeah, us guys, you know, we're always 3 steps ahead of our wives. Always. Is that the truth, guys? Okay, yeah, otherwise we'll want to talk to you as long as Miss Highboy is there with you. Okay. Oh, she's so awesome. You would come if we come and had pizza in your area, Kay, you would be right there, wouldn't you? You would be. You would take us target shooting. Riggs, when you travel, meet up in Rifle, Colorado at either Shooter's Grill or across the street at Smokehouse 1776 for lunch or dinner. Oh, we would do that. That would be awesome. GSC Yank 100. I'm in California. Oh. You know what? You know why California hasn't slid any further into the toilet than it is? It's because of the good people that are still there. That's just the fact of the matter. We can be upset with California all we want. There's some really good people in California. Okay? I'm sorry about the angle of my phone. It's kind of like where do you rest it, you know? But I don't know. I'd like to say some things, but YouTube has me censored. Yeah, you guys say what you want, but YouTube has me censored. But I have such good, respectable friends in California, and you guys are just a part of those. Tim Paz, I am absolutely right. I am. We got some great people in California, and there who are keeping it where it's at. Mr. Zola, there are a lot of shooters in California. I'm here, and the ranges are always full of people. Yeah, that's right. Somehow we got to get that turned around. I don't know how. I don't know how. Actually, I know how. YouTube has me censored. Davenport, what is your opinion on the Square Deal B? I have it right here. Okay. Can I just say this in fact? Here. This is one nice thing about a smartphone. Okay. Square Deal B. Fact. It's a gorilla on steroids. The downside to this, which isn't a big downside in my opinion, is it's really designed to just have setup for your pet load, like Mr. Zola. His 38 special, he could load up just for this. Matter of fact, I have this set up for 38 special right now, I think. I don't load on this a lot, but so for him, for his cowboy action loads, it's nothing to come out here for 2 or 3 hours and bang a pile out. In 2 or 3 hours, he could put out more ammo than most guys shoot in a year. Okay, but it's not. You can get the conversion kits, so you can change it over to other calibers, but I think that it would be very time consuming. So therefore, I would say go 550 or 650. But the shine to this is someone like Mr. Zola, and I know a lot of guys that have this press. I know some guys that have multiples of these. Like one guy shoots a lot of 45 Colt and his 38 special. So he has that specifically for those. And this is handgun only. It's not for rifle. So this press is actually very affordable. And it's so affordable. And I would say if you could wear it out, you send it back to Dylan, they'll send it back rebuilt. And I know, because now in my area, I've talked to 3 guys that have sent their Dylans back. I haven't ever met anyone that wore a Square Deal B out, but I've known them to wear 2 550s and a 650, if my memory serves me correct. So for the price that you're going to pay for this, it is well worth it. So my viewers understand something. This isn't mine. This belongs to Dylan. It does. Dylan was so graceful, or they were so awesome to send me this several years ago, and they sent me the 650. Well, I just cut them a check for my 650 finally, and you know what? I respect them. They told me on the phone that it's not yours. If you want it, you have to buy it. And it was like they didn't care how many videos I made. They just said, if you want it, you got to buy it. And we shook hands over the phone, and we both have held our word. And they're just a fabulous. I'm telling you, Dylan is a very nice company to deal with. And but I had never called them to ask them how something works. I've never had a problem. But they sent this. I'm going to tell you guys this. I have a lot of equipment. They're not going to get this back. Even though I don't use it that much, it's really nice. And what I want to do is like Mr. Zola. He's looking for that ideal powder. This month in my live streams, what I'm going to be doing behind the scenes with my 38 special, I want to get this set up for, maybe I'll do a live workshop on this. Whatever that load is that I decide to run for my wife, I want to set this up for it, and this is going to be my go-to. So I think for a go-to press, the fact is, it's a little limited in versatility, but its strong point is dedicated for that one round that you're going to put a lot out, and you can do it your whole life on this. So for the price, it's well worth it. Okay, it's a little gorilla is what it is, and it's smooth, it's strong. It doesn't have to be overly strong like a 650 or the 550, because it's only handgun cartridges. And the priming system on this, I don't use this often, but the priming system, it just always works. It always works. Maybe we'll do a workshop on this in January. Okay. So I hope that answers some questions on the Square Deal B. It's this. They call it the Square Deal B. I called Dylan one day. I said, "Why do you call it the Square Deal B?" And he said, "Because it's a square deal." Okay. Another thing. When they sent this, it was ready to go. I called him and I said, "Why do you call it the Square Deal?" And he says, "Can I ask you a question?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Would you have to do that to make that work?" I said, "Not a doggone thing." He said, "That's why it's a square deal. Because you buy it, it was set to the cartridge overall length that I was loading for a semi-wad cutter. The crimp was set up, everything was set up. The only thing I had to do was adjust my powder out. It was set up for the small pistol, for the small pistol primers. It was all set up. If you don't know how to set a progressive press up, but you want to press, just order one of these for a specific caliber through Dillon, and it's all set up. Now, if you want to start running different bullets for different cartridge lengths, then all you got to do is adjust the. I got to think about how this works. Yeah, all you got to do is adjust your seat die. Just a simple tool of adjusting that to height, and you can run whatever bullet you want. Very nice press. Okay. So, who asked that question? Yeah, Trevor. I'm telling you, it's worth it. Dillon ain't getting that back. Okay, I'm gonna buy it. And one reason I gotta have it is once I have it dialed in for that 30-day special, anything my wife wants to shoot, she can come out here and pull the handle. It's that easy. Riggs, I kept in touch daily with friends in California stand behind the enemy lines. There definitely is a good gun culture there. Good guys, like Highboy says. Yeah, it's so sad. Get rid of Hollywood and San Francisco, and then you will have real Americans left in California. Okay, I'm gonna tell you something about what Kay just said. I gotta watch my time, I guess. I don't know. I have a friend that's very close to me here. He's an actor, and he's a horseman. And when they need a good horseman who can control those horses and make those horses work and who can act, they call him. And I talked to him. He said, "Man, Hollywood's full of liberals." He said, "It's the worst. All it is a big liberal machine." There are some good conservatives in Hollywood. Now, Clint Eastwood came out with this new movie about that train that got, hijacked. I'm going to go see that. I will support something that Clint Eastwood puts out. But anybody that knows me, I don't go to movies. Very rarely do I go to movies. Now, I'm going to tell you guys something. I'm a Christian. I don't want to see nudity. You understand something here. We have a mind. We can give our mind away, right? When you go see a movie, you're watching something that came out of someone else's mind from start to finish. It's someone else's mind, okay? I'm going to tell you guys something really sad. This is sad. My father reloaded more ammunition one day when my father and me were down at the police department. You know what the chief of police said? My dad was sitting in this room. There was a bunch of cops, and he pointed over to my dad. He said, "You guys see that man right there?" They said, "Yeah." There's probably 20 or 30 cops in that room. And he says, "That man right there has loaded and shot more ammunition than probably all of you put together in his life." That's how much my dad shot. My dad was a very smart man. But when I was a little boy, the only thing my dad would do every night is stare into the TV. He watched everything Hollywood ever put out. My dad passed away. He never got to see my channel. Towards the last year and a half of his life, him and I didn't get along. And he wasn't aware of my channel. He might have watched my videos and never told me. I don't know. But he passed away about 3.5 years ago, I suppose. But about 5 years before that, I went over to his house. I sat down, and my dad said something. He says, "Do you want to see something stupid?" I said, "What's that?" He played something on the television for me where a police officer who weighed about 160 pounds got into a skirmish with a 250-pound man who was in fighting weight. He was in his prime fighting weight. And this big man in his prime fighting weight was probably about 15 or 20 years older than, or younger than this police officer. And this big guy, he caught this police officer off guard and took him down to the ground. And that police officer had to shoot that man. My dad looked at me. He said, "What the hell's wrong with that police officer?" I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "You see that police officer? That man jumped him, and that police officer had to shoot that man." I said, "What do you mean, Dad?" My dad said, "I'd have kicked his ass." He said, "Someone jumps me like that?" And my dad started going off. And it made me realize that all these years of my dad watching movies, his mindset was that he could overcome somebody that way because what you see on TV, he believes that. When you see these fight scenes and you see Steven Seagal and you see Claude Van Damme and you see Sylvester Stallone, my dad in his mind thought, that police officer really should have whipped that guy. That's where my mind, and my dad was older in his years, but that's what people do. And when we go and we watch Hollywood and we watch the garbage that come out of people's minds, that's what we set ourselves up for. We set ourselves up for buying into everything they're going to sell us. And I looked my dad in the eye and I said, "Dad, if you want to come with me, you can come down to where we hit the punching bag and I'll give you first crack at someone 20 years younger than me." And my dad looked at me. I said, "No, Dad, you really think that police officer should have taken that 250-pound gorilla? Are you really telling me that you could have taken him?" And my dad called me a day later and he said, "I thought about that." He said, "You were right." I said, "Yeah. You got to put things in perspective." And what Hollywood does is they take what they're selling, and they don't even have to sell it. Americans buy it all day long. So, you know what? I don't go to movies. And another thing, you look at the price of popcorn and soda pop at a movie, that's going to pay some actor that has to have every fringe benefit while he's on scene filming, and the millions they're going to make. You know what? They're the ones that are after my guns. Why would I want to give royalty money so they can come around my backside and vote against my guns? And it's not bad enough that they're against my guns, but they use their acting positions as a bully pulpit, right? When do you go to work and you use your job position to take away someone else's rights? Shouldn't someone that works for Hollywood think about it? Think. Use this. Don't you think that someone from Hollywood should be that close to begging for people to appreciate their acting and come see them? If they didn't make $30 million for video and they only made something more realistic to what you make a year, we'll pay them a little bit for their traveling expenses, but make something reasonable. Then you could probably go to a $3 movie, pay $3 for popcorn and Coke, and they'd be grateful that you showed up. But it's not that way. Hollywood, it's all about that. I don't want to support that. No way. Death before dishonor. I don't expect everyone to think like me, but that's how I look at Hollywood. Hollywood's messed up trash heap. The toilet. Hollywood, they're the toilet bowl, and the television is the toilet bowl of the world. It's just there to suck the mind power out of everybody. Okay. I will shut up now. That's how I look at TV. I haven't touched a remote control I don't ever touch remote control. Okay, what's the comments? Hey, Scorpion556. What's up, brother? Davenport, thank you. Dave. John Wick would have you laughing. I don't know who John Wick is. Who's John Wick? What's the best place for bulk bullets? I've been getting mine. You guys are going to laugh. I just go to Cabela's. That's what I do. I've been buying these. Cabela's has Oregon Trail, but they also have. I got to tell you guys this. Right here, Extreme Bullets. For every box you buy, you get online, print a form out, fill it out, send it in. They'll send you 100 cases, 100 brass cases. So I bought like 6 of these boxes, right? So I gotta get my other form. So I got like 3,000 bullets I get a load, and I'm gonna get like 600 cases back from them. So yeah, I guess it's through 2018. Go check it out. Yeah, very nice. I think that these are pretty reasonable, like 500 of them for $52. But okay, another thing. I went over to Extreme's website. It was like the day before Christmas, and they had these incredible prices. And by the time I got to click, they were sold out of every option. And I want to say, I could be wrong, their bullets were under 9 cents a piece through Extreme. So then I went down to Cabela's, and I was paying double the amount, but it didn't have to pay shipping. So I think Extreme, that's a very good way to go. Well, I'm sorry, I don't want to offend anyone going off on Hollywood, because I know some people like to watch TV, but how do you win California? That's where Hollywood's at. How do you win California? Think about it. Quit going to movies. Well, quit going to movies, and all these football players that don't want to stand for our flag, we just shut the TV off. 1 year they'll be begging. They won't even think about gun rights. They'll be worrying about paying their mortgage. That's what they'll think about. Okay, Tim pads. I bought on Black Friday, and they were 20% off. Yeah, 20% off Extreme. It was an amazing sale, and I missed it. Okay, I got some good questions, I think, here. Do you feel plated bullets give the same leading characteristics as full? Oh, no. No. Okay, I'm going to try and read into what your comment is there. That comment doesn't work because leading, full metal jackets don't lead. Okay, here's the story. I've shot plated years ago. A plated is thinner than a jacket. If you want to find out what a plated bullet can stand up to, put a paper target out about 10 yards and start upping your pressure. And all of a sudden on that target, you're going to see shrapnel from the plating coming off that bullet. That bullet's coming apart. A plated bullet, it's only for trigger time. Under 1,200 feet per second, okay? The lower, the better within reason. Here's one for you. For your handguns, the lower, the better until you can see it in air. If there was any advice you could have for a plated bullet, the slower the better until you can see it in air. Like on 44 Special, I can load my 44 solo, I can see the bullet's trajectory going right? So if I start upping that to where I can no longer see it, I'll dial that 44 Special right in. And I mean, I can hit a can at 100 yards with that 44, depending on what bullet it is. So you take a plated bullet, you're only going to run that at lower velocities, just like a cast bullet. The Brenil hardness of a jacketed bullet is about 50. A hard cast bullet is about 24. Well, that's what Oregon Trails is. Some hard casts are less than that, like 18, I'm thinking. I'm not all polished up on that, but a plated bullet, it's plated so you don't get the leading, but it does obturate. Okay, when that gas hits when you have a plated bullet and that gas hits this bullet, that bullet, and it seals in that chamber. So a jacketed bullet, it's got a heavier jacketed, 50 Brenil hardness, man, we can really get high velocities on those big magnum loads, and those bullets will hold together. But a plated, it'll just come right out of there, and that plating will come apart. So he says, do you feel plated bullets give the same leading? I feel a plated bullet's place is cheap shooting, low velocities, have a blast. I can't tell you how good the accuracy, because they're just for hitting targets fast, bang, bang. But they might have good accuracy. That you just have to play with them. So, Riggs, maybe I ought to buy a square deal B for 44 mag instead of the caliber. Okay, well, this is something. For my Dillon square deal B, okay, this is how it it happens. I want to get it set up for, I want to get this set up for 38 special. And I could easily adjust that for 357 mag, no problem, right? But then I thought, as much 44 as I shoot, then I thought, well, for as cheap as it is, I could get a second squared LB. It just doesn't end, right? So I don't know. I have this set up for 38 special. That's where I'm going to leave it for now. I know right now for my T7 turret, I have this set up for 44, and really, I shoot more 38. If I was going to set my squared LB up for 44, it would be very low velocity stuff, high volume. You don't shoot Magnum, a lot of Magnum through a 44. That gives you bad flinching habits. But for low velocity loads out of my 44 mag, just some nice loads with unique mid-range burning powder, I could see a squared LB getting put through good use. So I think that that's a pretty good option if you're going to shoot low velocities, high volume. Okay, so sorry to hear about yours. The thing went through with your dad. I went through a similar situation. Yeah, it was kind of a sad deal, you know. After my dad passed away, just before he passed away, we made amends, but I didn't tell him about my channel. I just didn't, you know, it wasn't all the way fixed. And my pop passed away, you know. Yeah, that's the thing about, I think dads and boys, we put a lot of pride in that, and it's really, you know, even though we made amends, my dad, anyone that knew my dad would never go up against him with a shotgun. My dad was so good. And he never competed, but what's funny is guys that did compete, they would come talk to my dad. He just had a reputation, and he could load like no other, you know. But you know, sometimes dad and son don't see eye to eye, and that's just how it is, you know. But my dad believed in Jesus Christ. You know, Jesus Christ was his Savior, so that's my saving grace. Is I know where my dad's at, and he knows. I'm saved. He always knew that, and I forgave him for everything before he ever died. I never, you know, my dad, I never had nothing to forgive him for, no matter what happened between us. I always loved him. I think he always loved me. I know he did. You know, he's a dad. Good question, says Scorpion. Dim Paz. Yeah, that's what it was. He's saying the extreme bullets were 6 cents per each bullet. That's what it was, dude. I got online and I saw that, and I thought, I went online and I saw their pricing. I thought I'd go over to Midway and price it. And I looked at Midway, and now I want to think that Midway was like 9.5 cents. I was like, oh, that's a great price. Plus, you had to pay the shipping at Midway. So by the time I got over to Extreme, they were sold out. It's just that fast, you know. I missed that window. Live in Cincy, Hollywood, laugh out loud, Holly Weird. That's what I call them. GSC Yank 100. I picked up a box of 550 Extreme from a local gun shop for a hair cheaper than ordering online. You know, it's the thing. At Cabela's, I don't have to pay shipping, so I think they're right in line with their regular pricing, or maybe a little. Hillbilly Rocker, ugh, I lost the feed. If you did, it's my smartphone. I have no control. Why do plated bullets get loaded to lead velocity, but they are sized like full metal jackets? It seems like they are sized wrong, or do they just want the gases to fly? Oh, okay. All right, so I love this kind of stuff. This is what I live for. On the new process 435 transmission going into a new process 205 transfer case, our gear reduction is, oh, I'm sorry. See, I love technical stuff. I love four-wheel drives. Okay, I'm being funny. Plated bullets. He's saying, why do plated bullets get loaded to lead velocities or cast bullet velocities, but they are sized like a full metal jacket. All right, here's why. A cast bullet, like 45 auto, a cast bullet is going to be 0.452 inches in diameter. A jacketed is going to be 0.451. Okay, there's a thousandths difference. That cast bullet is a thousandths larger in diameter. Well, your plated bullets are also the same as a jacketed. It is that jacket or the plated bullet that is going to fit into the rifling. Our cast bullets, it has to be oversized because it's the nature of the beast. It's going to shrink down a little anyway. So if a cast bullet is, if you got a cast bullet at 0.451 for 45 auto, the gas will slip by it, and you don't want that. With no bullet, you don't want any gases slipping by. That's a very bad thing. That'll work against everything that you're trying to do. So plated bullets are the same diameter as a jacketed bullet. Hard casts are a thousandths larger on average, a thousandths larger. A good production one will be a thousandths larger, so when it crams into that bore, it seals tight. Because the jacket is a thousandths larger in diameter, and it's still a little harder than the lead. So it's gonna size down a little bit, okay, but just enough is gonna make a good seal. A cast bullet, we gotta size that down so that gas doesn't get around there. I hope that answers it. If you got questions, Extreme, they have both bullets and they can tell you why. But I don't know, some companies, their cast bullets, they put the same diameter. I've seen some companies putting cast bullets out that are the same diameter as jacketed and plated. Okay. Mr. Zola, he says, they're okay for cowboy slow and big targets. What's okay for slow and big targets? Are you saying plated? If that's what he's saying, that's what I'd say. And that's why I didn't want to say you can't get a lot of accuracy in plated. I don't want to be that guy to say that because I haven't messed with them enough. But I think a jacketed is very accurate, very accurate. Something tells me, I could be wrong. With my ransom handgun rest, I think I'm going to kind of try this out. What's more accurate, a hard cast bullet or a jacketed? I kind of wonder which one's more accurate. Mr. Zola says, my dad is amazing with the shotgun too. Dove and quail hardly ever misses. He takes one box of shells to get his limit. My dad's the same way. The same way. Joe Pro, not much in stock on Extreme site. I'll bet they got emptied out. Run Bunch, do they ship international? I don't know. GMAC, they're basically anti-leading lead bullets. I don't know about that. You're probably right, but that's kind of like the way the world's going. Okay, one thing that I do like this. You don't have to lube your cases when you're running a carbide die, but I like this RCBS case lube. I got my cases in this 5-gallon bucket, and I just squirt the top like that, and it does help. It makes it a lot easier. Typically, like if I'm just doing like 100 rounds of 44 mag, I wouldn't really care. But where I'm sitting here doing thousands of rounds of this 9mm, I lube them and it makes it easier. Okay. GSE Yank 100. Hi, my father and I didn't have the best relationship. He died 17 years ago. I am 37 now and am reloading on a specific press today. That's awesome. I found that that's not uncommon. I didn't let it bother me. I didn't. I'm going to tell you one thing that I do. Okay. I'm really bad with remembering my Bible verses. I'm not that guy. I've never been one to like. I can tell you, go to this verse, this book, this chapter, this verse. But in the Bible, where Paul got bit by the snake, he just threw the snake off and kept going. Why did Paul do that? Because God told Paul what was in his future. When God tells you something, it's going to happen. So Paul knew he wasn't going to die. Paul's like, I'm not going to die. God told me what is in store for me. I'm not going to let this snake, I'm not going to let this snake bother me. He throws it away. All the people thought, oh my gosh, what is Paul, a prophet? Is he a god? What is he, Today, when I rolled my ankle, I gotta tell you guys, I was rolling in the back of my truck. I was on my side, and I was in excruciating pain, right? But then it wouldn't let up, and I'm laughing. I'm laughing. That's all I could do. I mean, I'm freaking hurting. If someone was there, they'd have called an ambulance. I mean, I'm all by myself, and I got a cell phone in my pocket, but I wasn't going to call anyone. And then I start laughing, and it's because I know God's got something in store for me, and I just said, okay, God, I don't know if I broke it. Did I break it? Did I break it, God? Hey, if I broke it, maybe you want me to talk to someone at the ER. You need me to go to the ER. Someone needs to hear about you, whatever. But tomorrow you have something planned for me. And if you don't, then you're taking me back to heaven, right? So I didn't let my ankle bother me. It's the same with my dad. And when my dad, we weren't getting along, he was being a jackass. My dad was being a complete jackass. Let me tell you what happened with my dad. I have a brother and a sister, blood. When I tell you guys that my dad taught me how to reload, he didn't. He taught my brother to reload. And he took my brother and sister shooting. I grew up with asthma. My dad had a nickname for me. My nickname was F up. Hey, F up. Get out of here. Hey, F up. Right? And that might make you mad. Okay? I got a cold. You'd say, oh, that would make you mad. But it toughened me up. It made me tough. It made me think. When my dad would have my brother reloading, I watched. I wanted to reload. My brother didn't. He didn't take it serious. You know how many guns my brother's blown up? Took my dad and brother pheasant hunting. My brother blew the ventilation duct off of a farmer's house. All those years around guns, my brother wasn't capable of anything. I watched. I'll pick up a manual. As I start getting older, my dad began taking interest in that, but he would say, read the manual, right? Well, one day, my mom passed away. This was decades later. My brother and sister were into drugs, really bad. And they tried to kill my dad. They're going to rob him. Me and my dad developed a relationship, okay? I moved in with him and paid. I rented half his house. And for a number of years, I knew how to reload. I was older in life. He thought that was great. I was really good at it. And we had a reloading mecca set up in his garage. And we went through a lot of guns. Well, we were shooting, right? One day, my sister and brother came back into my dad's life. They got their act cleaned up and came back. He disowned me. What my dad wasn't capable of doing as a human being, he wasn't capable of having a relationship with more than one or two people. It was just that way. And he would kind of pit them against me, point out their good traits. I wasn't good enough. But that didn't bother me because God had a plan for me. I was like, God, really, I guess my brother and sister need my dad. My brother and my sister found Christ. They did. They did. I will have nothing to do with them today. They might be watching this video. If they're watching this video, I can kick my brother's ass any day of the week. And I've done it. And I'd do it again. And my brother can't take me. That's funny right there. I don't care who you are, because he really can't. But the fact of the matter is, through all that, I said, you know, God, there's something here. Yeah, when God blinded Pharaoh, Pharaoh just didn't see it in the Old Testament. God blinded him. I said, you know, my dad can't see my love for him. He can only see those two like he did my whole life. But for some reason, you're going to work through them. Of course, my dad's in there. He became a very humble believer in Christ. Like, his outlook was he didn't deserve it. And he told me, he said, if I could only shine someone's shoes in heaven, he said, and he knew what he did to me. He knew, right? And when he passed away, I was fine with that. I was totally fine. I was the winner. I was the winner because I just obeyed God, and I came out on top. And today, my brother and sister, I pray for them. I pray for them because they found Christ. But you know, we all make decisions, and we all end up where we're at because of the decisions we make. Jesus Christ saved, but the things we do to ourselves, they don't go away. They don't go away just because we lead a better life, right? That's the story. I don't make my own case lube. I just $10 that lasts so long, you know. Cold? No, I'm not cold. I mean, it's like 24 degrees outside. I don't have my heater on. I love cold. I can function just fine in the cold weather. I don't wear coats very often at work. Guys are always like, "Where's your coat?" And I'll say, "I haven't worn a coat for 3 years." People say, "You're going to get pneumonia." No. You don't get pneumonia because you don't wear a coat. You got pneumonia because you got pneumonia. Matter of fact, when you don't wear a coat all the time, you got a better immune system. That's what I think. G-Mac, one of the best dad days of my life was when my son called and said he was out of Iraq. Oh, praise the Lord, dude. You better believe it. Yeah, I'm pulling for you there, dude. You're a good dad. Joe Pro, do you have any relationship with your brother or sister today? My brother has found Christ. He shows up on my doorstep. It's a fist fight. Jesus says we forgive 7 times 7 times 7. But you don't give someone a chance to put a knife in your back. Once that way, you want to deal drugs, you want to sell drugs, you want to steal drugs, you want to steal from people, you want to do home invasions, you want to live that life, show up at my house, you're going to lose. And if he's watching this, yeah. Same with my sister. That's a different breed of people. I gotta tell you guys something. I don't drink much. I don't have a taste for alcohol. I don't. I like an apple beer. I can drink whiskey. I can drink Tabasco sauce. That doesn't bother me. But so many people had alcoholism growing up. My dad didn't drink either. Thank God. But my brother and sister, they were into all that. I can remember getting out of, when I first got my truck, I had a truck and a shotgun. We had pheasant fields. Guess where I went after school? I was doing stuff with my life. Come home and my brother's doing speed. That was his mentality. No wonder why I started working in a restaurant when I was in the 10th grade. I wanted to get away from that element, right? I couldn't tell you how to do marijuana. I never smoked a cigarette. I never wanted to do that stuff. And I don't judge people because we all have our vices. But I will tell you something. One reason I don't really get into drinking if you don't drink, you don't have a problem. But if it snags you, your life's a problem. So I really don't drink. I don't drink. I keep my mind as clear for Christ as I can. When I'm telling you, I close my mind to the world. I close my mind to the world. Open my heart to God. Say, I can't deal with these people doing all this stuff to me. And God protected me through all that. All that. GSE Yank 100. Thanks for sharing. I have plenty just like it. Yeah. Hey, Carl, gotta hit the rack, buddy. You have a good night. God bless you. I love you, brother. I love you. Carl, I got Carl. He's on my phone. I've got a ton of people on my phone from YouTube that I've met. I've talked to over 1,000 of my subscribers on the phone. Over 1,000. I have right now 26 people online. The first 3 to send me their phone. Okay, this is what you need: your YouTube name and just your first name and your cell phone. The first 3, I'll send you a text tomorrow. I'll put you in my contacts and say hi. Okay, send it to groundzero.reloading@gmail.com. groundzero.reloading@gmail.com. YouTube name, first name, and your phone. I'll text you and say hi. Okay, got another one. I just like people. I just like people. Good. I like everybody, but I like good people. Okay. I feel bad for you after that story, even though you know you're okay now. Still, yeah, make me want to cry. I love you, okay? Growing up was weird. I have a cousin. I call him my brother. He grew up with our family, and he went AWOL out of the house as soon as he could. Years later, I asked him. I said, JJ, can I ask you a question? He said, yeah. I said, do we got a messed up family? He said, oh, so messed up. Some gossip and backstabbing, and just don't. Okay, true story. Guy calls me one day and he says, is your name Jim? I said, yes, my name is Jim. And he says, can I meet you at Sherry's restaurant? And I said, sure. What do you want? I think this guy wants to fight me. He says, I just want a cup of coffee. I didn't know who this guy was. I said, okay, I'll meet you at this restaurant. I go down to this restaurant, and this guy's sitting there, and I sit down, and I said, what can I do for you? He says, you got a brother named so-and-so, don't you? And I said, yeah. He says, he paid me to shoot you in the desert. I said, yeah. My brother's been wanting to go shooting with me for years, and I'm not that dumb. That's why I go shooting where my brother doesn't know I shoot. Yeah, okay, I had a weird brother. But I gotta tell you guys, he would try and kick my ass. He would try and kick my. He would go take karate lessons. He'd be like practicing for like 3 months. And he'd meet me somewhere, and I'd give him the old farm boy whooping. He'd go to another dojo. He'd try to start all over and try to come back and get what he thought was his. And so one day my brother got mad. My brother's a very violent person. Just the easiest way to whip my brother, he gets so mad he doesn't think, and then you go for the button. You just and he's out, right? But one day he wanted to fight, and he got mad at me. He got so mad at me. He goes, no, because you always take me to the ground. You always take me to the ground, and I can't beat you that way. So that was the relationship with my brother. Okay. Trust Joe Pro. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to him, and he will make your paths straight. That's exactly right. I just shared that on the Facebook, on my Facebook page just recently. That's awesome. Transplant reloader. I love that. Transplant reloader, man. I love that. Thanks for sharing. God bless. Keep your eyes on God. Appreciate the knowledge you share. Praying for you. Thank you. Riggs, good live. Good to get to know you better. Yeah, I'm not trying to like share my personal life, but I think the moral of the story is kind of two morals. You never really know what people go through. I think that's one thing that God's tried to show me in my life is, it made me stronger. My dad, he catered to my brother and sister, and I was always the kid on the fringe, never got anything. And my brother and sister never got jobs. I went in the 10th grade, I was working. Actually, in the 7th grade, I had a paper out. And then in the 7th grade, I started digging ditches and feeding jackasses. I would rather go feed a jackass than live in my dad's house, wouldn't you? I mean, think about it. The jackass wanted to kill people. The guy I worked for said, that jackass and that bull will kill you. And I thought, you know what? I'd rather be killed by them than those family members I live with. But it made me stronger. It really made me stronger. But the other thing is it helps me to understand what you might be going through. It helped me to not judge people. You know what? If my brother needed a meal, I would feed him. I would tell him to go down to the mission. I'll pay for your meal. Just don't come to my house. Don't. That's what I would do. Riggs, nothing good happens on the ground. No. Nothing good happens on the ground. No. I will tell you guys, Phobos, well, at least he didn't do, I don't know, I can't, BJJ, but sex being in that situation, yeah, it does. How did you find Christ? Well, actually, how I found Christ, I'm like the perfect argument for an atheist. I'll tell you why. Through all my family's problems, sitting in church all those Sundays, finally I said, you know what? You know what, God? You ain't real. I would sit there every Sunday and listen to Kenny Beckman preach. Kenny Beckman just passed away last 2017. And I said, you know what? I'd like to take this communion cup and throw it and hit Kenny square on his dome. I would sit there every Sunday, and I always thought, I wondered if I could just bounce it right off his ignorant little skull. That's what I would say to myself. And finally one day, I told my mom, I ain't going to church. I was about 14 or 15 or 16, something like that. I said, I am not going to church. You mean I'm going to believe all this garbage that you read out of that stupid thing you call Bible? Are you serious? And I looked up to God and I said, you are knowing you don't exist. And you know what? When you don't believe to someone but you're talking to them, that's kind of hypocrite in its own way. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm just being real. That's my story. And then something bad happened. I went from a guy who got off school every day, got a shotgun, went out, pheasant hunted, and worked, to a guy that started jockey boxing out of cars. I stole a gun out of a cop car, 38 special, fully loaded, two speed loaders, and went out, and I shot a lot of stuff with that gun. And bad things started happening. And I set out on a mission to prove the Bible wrong. I started reading my Bible, and I was doing a really good job of reading that Bible. And then, long story short, I found Christ through that. I think I was 17. And the person, boy of integrity that I was, these people that my brother were caught up in, doing all that stupid stuff. Through all that, I never drank. I didn't really like beer, and I didn't get the drug thing. And I didn't like parties. I've never been a bar hopper, never been that kind of person. So it just wasn't fitting with me anyway. But I realized I couldn't prove God's word wrong. I couldn't, as hard as I tried. That's when I found out the Bible is literal. Every word in the Bible is literal. Every word in the Bible is underlined by the grace of God. It's all by God. I can't prove it. I would like to tell you I can prove it, but I'm telling you, you can't. An atheist cannot tell me anything that's wrong about the Bible. And I became baptized when I was 17. I was 17. True story. My grandfather, tough guy. But he believed in Christ, but when I went over to his house, he told me about the cosmos. He didn't believe in Christ, but he believed in the cosmos. How there was this explosion, and he had all this stuff, And I said, so if you believe in the cosmos, what's up with your Christ thing? And he said, well, that's just in case I'm wrong, I'll go to heaven. I was like, that's stupid. You're either going to believe in Jesus Christ or you're not. I mean, I'm having this conversation with my grandpa at the age of 16 or 17, right? The Lord began working on me. And one Sunday, I'm sitting in church, and Kenny Beckman, the man that I couldn't stand, he's preaching. And I'm sitting there, and it was as if several of you came behind me and raised me. I just raised. It was not of my will. It wasn't of my character. But I had a hunger for Christ. I had arrived where Christ is real. This is what I told God. I said, okay, God, who are you? Who are you, God? Okay, to my viewers, I'm going to get real with you. I said, God, you aren't real. You have no idea what I'm going through. You don't know the pain I'm suffering. You don't know me. You don't know Jack. You don't know what pain is. You sit up there on your throne and you don't know anything. You never felt pain your whole life. And I could cry right now. It hits my soul right here. And then he said, no, I do. That's why I sent my son Jesus Christ to bear your pain. The pain that he didn't deserve because of the sins that you've made. My son was blameless. And I realized Jesus Christ died because I was a sinner. And God, being Jesus Christ, God incarnate, he knew pain. It was the pain inflicted upon him because of the decisions of man. And it hit me. And I said, you do know my pain. I need you. I'm not going to make it in this world with this messed up family. And I had some choice words. I had some words that I called my family. And you know what? God did not get mad at me. He said, I love you and I get you. And that Sunday, I just raised. I needed Christ. And Kenny Beckman, he was preaching away. And he looked at me, and he closed his Bible. He said, young man, I think you're going to be baptized today, aren't you? And I said, yes. And you want to know what happened? My grandpa stood up. Yeah, the one that had Jesus as a backup plan. And he stood up next to me, and I said, no, you'll sit down. You can come up on your own day if you really believe in Christ. You're going to do it on your own. Not because you're not going to do it on my tail shirt. No. And my grandpa sat down. And I went up and I got baptized. A lot of people didn't understand why I told my grandpa that. But after church, I told my grandpa, if you really stand for Christ, you'll stand for Christ on your own. Because that's what Christ wants. Next Sunday, my grandpa went up and got baptized. That's how it happened. I really believe that through my doubting Christ and talking with my grandpa, iron sharpens iron. We were both struggling with God. And the questions I had, and me saying, that doesn't make sense. That's not the God I would want. I wouldn't want God. Would God really be a backup plan? If God's a backup plan, then he couldn't really be a God. I mean, a God is sovereign. He doesn't change. He's always there. And obviously, you don't trust your cosmo theory. So if you can't trust a cosmo theory and you can't trust God, you don't have nothing. You don't even have a God. You don't even have a creator. You don't even have a creator. You don't have a creator in something that's in perfect order. You look up at the stars, you look at how trees grow. You don't see a tree growing out the side of my head. That would be disorder. Everything's order. So where's your God? I told my grandpa, your God? Where's your God? My grandpa thought about that. And I think that God used me in a very instrumental way. And through that, I became very close to Christ. That's how it happened. I'm not here to tell you. I'm not here to sell you something that's not true. I'm just telling you. If you don't know Christ, all you have to do, if you don't trust Christ, pick your Bible up, try to disprove him. It worked for me. It worked really good. Oh, there we go. Okay, Jim, Georgia's signing off. Go Dogs. Okay, buddy. GMAC, we'll see ya. I had one of those case kickers for my T7. I don't know why I didn't like it. It worked really good. I sent it to a subscriber because he really wanted it, and so I sent it to him. But they're so fast. I know. You just sit there and you just go, I gotta get another one. Okay, RHOA 4396. When I was younger, I used to envy the good life of others. When I grew older, I finally realized that all the things I today consider a blessing would not exist if I changed any. Oh my gosh. I'm going to end this pretty quick. I want to comment on that, then I want to ask the viewers a question. I've been praying about this, okay? So I'm going to see what you guys say. He's saying when he was younger, he used to envy the good life. Oh, yeah. When I grew older, I finally realized that all the things I today consider a blessing would not exist. Yeah. My brother and sister had everything given to them. When I was a boy, I went to Collister Elementary. I was 3rd grade. My sister was 5th, my brother was 1st. My neighbor had a Ford truck, brand new, Highboy. I drive a 76 Highboy. This guy had this Ford Highboy, and I fell in love with it. And he did this thing, he went mudding in it. And so as a 3rd grader, I went over and I said, can I wash your truck for a dime? And he hired me. I couldn't believe it. And I told him, I'll wash your truck anytime, right? The very first truck I ever bought was a 1976 F-150. And since then, I've always owned a Highboy, a 76 Highboy. So I fell in love with this Ford, right? Silver, it's a beautiful truck. And one day, my dad took us all to the store, and I said, Dad, can I get a Ford hat? And he grabs the Ford hat, and he puts it on my sister's head and my brother's head, and he said, shut up and go to the car. That's how my dad raised us. That's how my dad raised us. Time to go hunting. And my dad would say, you stay home with your mom. And they would take off and go hunting. Later, when I became the hunter and my brother wasn't of interest, then my dad took me. But I look back at that, where I am today, Christ, he felt my pain. He was there. He was there through the whole thing. Through that, I became stronger only because of Christ. and where I'm at today, I feel like I won the lottery. I look back at what this guy just said, 4396, what he just said. He won the lottery, dude. 4396, you won the lottery. I don't know where you've been in your life. You won the lottery. All those years of where I was, I look back, I won the lottery. I would do it again. So why wouldn't I want to be able to see people that went through what I went so I could encourage them because they won the lottery? And it just helps people out. So I want to ask you guys this. One of the reasons I don't have more frequent Bible studies is I had my 2 strokes about 3 years ago. And so I read slow. I read very slow, slower than I normally would. And I can't retain. I can't. But I want to have more Bible studies. So I thought a live Bible study where I'm not the one teaching the Bible. I'm not. And God knows that. I tell God I don't want to be that guy. He's like, I know that, Jim. But I want you to bring people together. Okay, God, I'll do that. So if I had a live Bible study, one of the problems would be people that want to come on and start trolling and being jerks. But I know how to use the ban button. Hey, a live Bible study to me, I was talking to a pastor today. I asked him, he's praying, talked on the phone. He said a live Bible study is like a pastor getting up Sunday evening, letting the congregation playing Stump the Pastor. It makes me vulnerable, but I said, except I'm not the pastor. I'm just here talking about Christ. And those that want to stump me, I can ban. It's those that want to know Christ that just might be listening. And those that know God's Word that could come in on these Bible studies and help others and help me to learn God's Word better. So my question is to my viewers, if you would bless me with an answer tonight, should I do live stream Bible studies once a week? I wouldn't do it on a Wednesday night because a lot of people go to Wednesday night church. But maybe I would do it Wednesday night for people that don't go to church. For people that don't. I don't know. I've been in a lot of thought about this. I've been praying. And it's funny because my wife said, poll your viewers today. And so here we go. I'm polling you guys. What'd you say? Is anyone there? Oh, I want to. But here's the deal. I've been praying about my channel. Here's a question. Thank you. Here's a question. Would the live streams, you know how I have my load series? Like 357 Magnum, video by video by video. Would you rather just see just live stream workshops, or do you want to see live stream workshops and the video series? But then that brings me to, I didn't want to do the live Bible study because I don't want to wear my welcome out with my viewers and have them get tired of my channel. Okay, so you guys are awesome, man. I can't believe this. I mean, it's late, but you guys are hanging in there. Thank you, Ron Bunch. Thank you. TTAM, that's awesome, bro. 4396. Only if you want to. I want to. It's in me. Joe Pro, absolutely. Davenport, yes. Only if you want to. Yeah, I want to. Ron Bunch, sounds cool. Do it. Faux boss, I'm not a religious person, but why not? Well, I'm not religious either. That's the funny thing. I'm not. I'm not religious. I'm not. I got my eyes on Christ. He lives within me, and that's all I know. Only do what you want to do, otherwise it will not be yours or others' satisfaction. Yeah, I agree with that. Absolutely, God leads, we follow. Yeah, I'm not saying that God's told me to do it. I'm just feeling, when I started my channel, it was a God thing. I wasn't the guide instructor loading. Are you kidding me? But he said to do it, and I did it. That's all. Okay, your Bible studies are great. You're not supposed to hide a lamp under a basket. We have an awesome God that loves us. And see, she just answered my question. Not that I'm a lamp, okay, but I mean, I feel like if I'm a tool that God can use through obedience, all right, God, I'm going to do it. And so, yeah, I think it'd be a great format because, as we're working through the scripture, there's so much out there that people can say, well, this is what that actually meant, and we can decipher that. And if someone if we get someone on there that's there to prove us wrong, and they're just there to upset it, I just go ban, and they're gone. And so those who are there because, for whatever reason, God's got them there, they're there, and no one's gonna offend them. No, they're not gonna be chastised if they say something that's not biblically correct, because they've got brothers and sisters there that can help them, that can help me. I'm learning. That's what I think. So, very good. Well, it's like 9/11, and I was supposed to put my foot on ice like 2 hours ago. When a pastor preaches from the pulpit, he is there to teach, and after people can approach him with questions after the lesson, on a open forum, altercation can take place like on Facebook. Yes, Edge of Eden, but I think we have to just take that episode by episode, do it with love, with faith, and if someone's coming on there to cause an altercation, are they after God's agenda or yours? Or their agenda? So it's kind of like I would just hit the ban button on them. I would give them a warning, say, hey, I'll hit the ban button if you keep the altercations. You can follow along, give good input, but you can't cause an altercation. Just like in a church, if you get someone that just comes in and they start screaming at the pastor, they escort him out. I mean, that's what they do. So I could run it a lot that way. But I just want to make sure that it's reasonable. Edge of Eden, nice to see you. I'll tell you, I'm not a preacher. I'm far from it. But I'm not afraid to share Christ. I'm not. I mean, I will. I just want to do it in the way where it's most effective. So, all right, guys, you gave me a lot of food for thought, and I hope I didn't sit there and react too much. It was just a good time. So I think I'm going to go and put some ice on my foot and see what my wife's doing. And I'll be praying this, and I just ask that you guys would pray about this too. Just take it to God. Yeah. Riggs, he will log in to watch. Brother, you're awesome. Okay, guys and gals, I'm done. Gonna go relax. So, guys and gals, we got some comments coming in here. Enjoyed it. Have a good evening. Joe Pro, Tim Paz, thank you. Hi, boy, you're the best. No, you guys are all the best. Phobos Knight, you guys are great. If we could have a pizza party, be with all of you, that's how it would be. Okay, Trevor, have a good night. Riggs, have a good night. Get some ice on that ankle. I will, Edge of Eden. I like that name. I have a feeling you would be very valuable. You would be very valuable in a Bible study. I like that name. I just think that that's great. So, okay. So, guys and gals, that's the end of this live stream, and I'm out.